everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nan, and if you like what I'm saying, please help your girl out. Like and subscribe to my channel. So today's topic is I wanted to give some tips. I think it's about 13 tips that I have for self care for prenatal women. So today I am 21 weeks. I will be making a yoga video for 21 weeks soon. So make sure you subscribe so you'll know when that video comes out. And this is what my belly looks like. Yeah, and I'll get started on the self-care tips. They're actually pretty basic. You can do this, do these tips even if you're not pregnant or you're just a mom. But some of the stuff that I am listing out is you do have to make time. You have to make time for yourself and make sure that that is a priority. And some of them will help you figure out how to make time for yourself. So the first one I would say is prioritize sleep. Back in the pandemic, when I was like really stressed out, I could not sleep. I was taking a bunch of weed gummies. At that time, I was the owner of a yoga studio, so I was super stressed. But I didn't prioritize sleep. I think I was more like prioritizing worry. So I would say try to figure out ways to get enough sleep. If that means like sleeping early, delegating dinner duties. And in the beginning of my pregnancy, I did have a little bit of anxiety because I wasn't feeling that great for the first trimester. And so, one of the things that I did take was I think it's for allergies, but it helps you fall asleep. So, I took one of those sleep aids. And it was safe for pregnant women. So if you do have a problem like turning off the brain, that's one of the things that kind of helped me. Obviously, I can't eat a bunch of weed anymore because I'm pregnant, so I did use that here and there, but I tried to not make it a habit. So getting enough sleep through the night. And I know sometimes it's difficult because you have to get up and pee, but make sure you get up and pee. Try your best to do some diaphragmatic breathing and then get yourself back in the mood. The other thing is number two. Number two would be have a salad every single day. If you are still having food aversion, like I did in the beginning of my pregnancy where I just hated vegetables, I would say make a smoothie and stuff so much spinach in there and then put all these different favorite fruits that you love. I used to like mango and pineapple in my smoothies, but make sure you have greens every single stinking day. Even if it's a small salad. I felt that when I did make the effort to have my greens, the junk food type of cravings really kind of took a back seat. I mean, I still had them, but it wasn't as strong after I made myself eat a salad first. And the second, number three, would be let yourself have dessert. So I'm not a fan of restricting yourself as far as diet. You can party once in a while, so that would be your party. So let yourself have a dessert. For me these days, my dessert has been a lot of chocolate. Not a lot, but maybe once a day I'll have a chocolate. I really liked Starbucks cold chocolate milk. I would order that or the Java chip decaf. And then at Costco, they have this one chocolate bar. It's a keto, I mean, chocolate ice cream. It's a keto um, chocolate ice cream that is supposedly healthier, right? So I've been having one of those a day, but trying my best not to overdo on any of the sweets. The fourth thing that I do every single day is I do a 5 minute, 6 minute meditation. So, 5 to 6 minute meditation, especially if you're a busy working mama. Um, Make sure you wake up, give yourself 5 minutes. 5 minutes, if you think about it, it's not that long. So you give yourself 5 minutes. And what I do is I start off with a gratitude prayer, just thanking God, the universe for the day. And then keeping my family safe, happy, and healthy. And then I move to diaphragmatic breathing with pelvic floor exercise. So I'll do 5 deep belly breathings and pelvic floor exercise combined. If you don't know what that means, do one of my prenatal yoga classes and you'll know what I mean. I start off every class with that exercise, and that is the exercise that will help you minimize diastases recti and also helps you strengthen and teach your pelvic floor when to let go when it's time to deliver. So that will be found in my prenatal yoga videos. So I would do 5 of those. And then after 5 of those, I'll do a visualization of my birth. And what I imagine in my head is I'm at a push bar and I'm pushing my baby out, but it's just so easy. It's almost like day to day pooping. So I just imagine myself being painless and just like pooping my baby out, and it's all good in the hood. And then after my visualization, I will do my business visualization, okay, which I imagine about my audience on YouTube and just what they're wanting from me and how that could be successful. So you could do your visualization whatever you think that you need for that day, but make sure it's positive and that you're in putting yourself in the visualization where you are the shiz. Okay. And that usually fills up the whole 5 minutes. And if it doesn't, you just do um, breathing exercise, just concentrating on your breath. And then once that's done, I sometimes do have a coffee that my loving husband always has ready for me. So I'll have a coffee, but I don't have more than one. And I make sure that the caffeine thing is kind of lower for me because I do like to have a tea in the afternoon. And then let me see, what number are we on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 is I created a recording of my own voice, saying some positive birth affirmations. And these birth affirmations and visualizations are little tips and tricks I stole from the law of attraction, and they like how I've lived my life and how I've gotten here right now has been because of the law of attraction and practicing that for I think I've been practicing that for like a year or so. But yeah, I'm definitely practicing that for my birth. So record yourself and speak as if your birth has happened and how it happened. So I'll say, my birth was easy, fast. I love my baby. I'm a wonderful mom and wife, things like that. So I recorded myself and then I just play it back to myself every single day. And I play it back while I'm like cooking, cleaning, or doing any chore. So it's really kind of a passive self-care tip. And the next one is I make sure that I exercise at least six times a week. And the exercise doesn't have to be super strenuous. Of course, now that your belly's kind of bigger, and maybe you're tired first trimester, or maybe you're just not feeling it, or your body's kind of hurting, but make sure you get some movement in at least 15 minutes. So I do a very slow jog because I feel my baby hitting my bladder and sometimes I have to pee, and so then I just make sure I don't go too hard on the running. But if I feel good that day, I'll still do like a 30-second sprint and then a walk, 30-second sprint, then a walk, and then a slow jog. Or sometimes I'll just walk it out on the treadmill. And lately, I haven't been feeling like going outside. I'm not sure if that's like nesting. If you're pregnant, let me know if you feel that way too. I just love staying at home because everything I need is at home. I have food, I have the bathroom. Yeah, and I like to roll around in bed. Yeah, so I've been just doing all my little workouts at home. And I also add some arm exercises in there. Obviously, some prenatal yoga. I'll mix it up. But yeah, I definitely do some weights and I work on the booty a lot because ever since my stomach popped, I feel like my booty has become like pancake butt and it's been like flat and I don't like it. So I've been doing like squats and then I do arms to tone the arms because I know one of my goals is to breastfeed my baby. So I know I will be holding the baby a ton. So I want to make sure I have strong arms for that. And the next tip I will demonstrate. Always have water around you. So remind yourself to keep you and your baby hydrated. So I'm going to take a little sip while I look at the next one. The next self care tip is make your environment beautiful. So right now this kind of looks messy, but I do record virtual and I do teach live prenatal class back there. So that's why that looks like that. But my desk looks cute though. I have flowers here. I have picture of me and my husband, nice notes, and some goals on here. So make sure that your desk, your environment, a place in the house that just looks really beautiful. You can make a shrine, things that remind you of things that are positive, uplifting. I love seeing like uplifting things. Yeah. And then the next tip for self care is to appreciate your significant other and appreciate people around you. Could be any small thing that they do that's really it. Any small thing is that is helpful, and try your best not to take it for granted. So I always find ways to thank my husband because he's like been the most helpful person to me. He has water at the nightstand for me and coffee in the morning every day. And I just love my goodbye kisses in the morning. So I always appreciate him for that. And I verbally say it and just say it with your energy. Um, yeah, for like those around you and those who you talk to about your pregnancy, just saying thank you for your presence. And oddly enough, even though you're thanking them um, for their help and their presence, you end up feeling good too. Oh, and the next one is I don't know what it is, but now I take naps. So I schedule in the dang thing. So at 2 p.m., there's an alarm on my phone and it's like, take a nap. So I usually try to take just like a 30-minute nap. But today I took 1 hour nap and I'm feeling really good after. I feel like my brain is on point, that I have energy. So I usually teach in person yoga, normal vinyasa yoga, not prenatal yoga at 6 o'clock. And I feel like I always get tired around 2. And sometimes before I made this rule for myself, I used to push through it and then everything would kind of be in like a little haze. But now I schedule in the nap and I feel very good. Like right now it's like 4:30 and I'm feeling good, just making this video. Um, the next tip I have is to delegate. I love this one. And it's not, you don't delegate in a mean way, you delegate in a way that I need help. So, especially like on Thursdays, I do teach at night. And sometimes I just don't feel like making dinner or I just don't feel like doing a chore. So I give myself grace and I'm like, hey, you can ask your husband to do it because you're pregnant. So I usually say if I'm feeling tired or just kind of sore from working out or just my body is not feeling 100%, I give myself grace and permission. I don't feel bad. And I just say, hey, I tell my husband, I need some help. Can you please help me do this? And he just does it. He's just the best partner ever. Okay, and then the next thing I have, this is the last one, is so I'm a yoga teacher, of course, but I try to do things that keep my mind sharp. One of the things that I've been embarking upon that I just love, I can just like stay online doing it all the time, is I love looking at stocks. I love looking at companies, learning about different companies and what they do, and investing some of my income from teaching yoga. So I will do that. I would usually do that for like an hour, 2 hours. Sometimes I don't even know where the time goes, or I'll just like intermittently look up stuff. Or so that's just a way to keep your brain sharp. Or if you have your, obviously, if you're still working, you have your job, some mental activity that you can do. But a way of self care is reading books that help you with uh, motherhood or parenting, or I've been reading a lot of like inner work type books, like how to stay positive, working through some of the things that you are triggered by. And the reason why I've been doing that is because hopefully I want to be a good parent. So I don't want any of the things that may trip me up get in the way of me parenting or being a good mommy. So I've been reading parenting books, self-help books, just to make sure that I'm mentally there and strong for when my baby comes. And if you don't have time to read the books, maybe you just listen to an audiobook. I don't know, my eyelashes getting a little weird. But anyways, those are all my self-help tips, or self-care tips for prenatal women. And I think these are pretty good for all women in general. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow for a 21-week prenatal yoga sequence. All right.